I fly from Nairobi, Kenya for 1.5 hours. I come from the shilling zone. I go into the birr. 33 currencies in Africa. 33 currencies. None of which is used to conclude transactions anywhere. I come to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and I show my shilling. They say, "What is this?" But let me show the dollar. Oh, this is it. Let me show the euro. This is it. 80% of transactions in Africa are concluded outside of the continent in dollars. So you may have the Central Bank or the Federal Bank of Ethiopia, or Mickey Mouse. You may have the Central Bank of Kenya, Mickey Mouse. You may have all these 54 central banks useless. Because we are not playing in the real league, we are playing in the small league.
They're not. The countries that have already gone with BRICS, already gone, Egypt, Afghanistan, Algeria, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, Nicaragua, Bangladesh, Nigeria, Senegal, Thailand, the United Arab Emirates, Argentina, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Zimbabwe, Iraq. The one that I loved was the United Kingdom. They've already gone. Not the City of London, the United Kingdom. And then those that are waiting to be entered into BRICS are Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Panama, Bolivia, Chile, Cuba, Ecuador, Peru, Uruguay, Venezuela, Azerbaijan, Mongolia, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Turkey, and my favorite, Germany. Wow. Because if Germany goes, that's the end of the EU, because it was only the United Kingdom and Germany that ever put in. The rest took out.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie.
Identity family, we're back again on the Africanity platform. My name is King Idris, and I'm here to give you guys the new insight on what is going on in the home ground in Africa and international community. Kudos to the new subscribers and everybody that be rocking with the channel from day one. I really appreciate you guys. Kudos to you guys. Without you guys, there's not this platform. So this what we talk about on this platform is unity over division. My people will be talking about the African market, the Nigerian market, Ghana market, the African market, and the Africa economy on the dollarization. Nigeria economy, Ghana economy, Tanzania economy, Eritrea economy, Somalia economy, all the 54 countries economy on the dollarization. My people, when they bring the dollar down in the world, a lot of stuff will be coming up. Like the Russia and China, Brazil, South Africa, they're teaming up together as the BRIC nation to be the new world order, and Saudi Arabia to drop the dollar in times of foreign investment, foreign policy, the international market policy, everything regarding to dollar negotiation around the world in times of all nation economy. And ever since 1970, the United States of America have been controlling the world. They've been controlling the world through dollar. In the 70s, the United States of America have a huge agreement with the Saudi Arabia government, with the Aramco oil, and the leader at the time, that under President Nixon of the United States of America, Saudi Arabia agreed to the price of its oil as dollar in exchange for its military defense. Permanently, this makes America to get free oil from Saudi Arabia, because after this, American dollar goes straight up and become very, very powerful. So my people, with the end of the Second World War, America have been the world superpower. The power was being challenged by Russia after Russia lost a satellite state. The American government capitalized on this and controlled the world big time. And now China and Russia are coming together with other world power. We're talking about Germany, a lot of other countries have already joined this. We're talking about South Africa, Brazil, Uruguay, a lot of other countries. And in Africa, Nigeria have already joined these BRIC countries too in the world. So my people, now we're looking into the big problem from Africa. We're looking into the big problem for Africa. If the dollar is being de-dollarized, my people, is going to come into a big crisis in Africa. Even because if we can think back to 2008, 2009 to see when they have challenges in the United States of America, when they have economic challenge in the United States of America, we can see what really happened out here. In 2008, 2009, 2011, a lot of real estate come up, a lot of stuff started becoming expensive in the United States of America, which, if people can easily think about it now, is truly happening now. A lot of stuff are getting expensive in the United States of America. And also, if they de-dollarize the dollar in Africa, if the BRIC nation gets successful with this initiative, it will be very hard in Africa, because most of the third world countries are going to suffer for this, because a lot of the third world countries are in Africa, and most of our leaders have already speak out on this. And with the two powerhouse in the world, I'm not going to say two, I'm going to say three powerhouse in the world, because India is a powerhouse, Russia is a powerhouse, and China is the new emergence in the new world order. So this is what we're talking about. And with the new face from South Africa coming into the BRIC countries, is a very good deed for the African countries, because South African banks are one of the best banks in Africa and in the world. This is going to help other African countries too, in terms of policy, in terms of their foreign policy, in terms of their local businesses in Africa. And if they're trying to emerge into international businesses too, it's going to help the economy in a way, but it's going to help other people that want to come into Africa for businesses, and it's going to affect the locals. We're talking about the local people that live in this beautiful country in Africa. Is going to affect them. So dollarization of dollar is going to affect African countries. This is where I'm coming to, because most of the African countries today, we can say in the continent, we can say in the world, they're third world countries, because even though South Africa is involved, Nigeria too is involved, other African countries are not involved. We talked about power from China and Russia. They're going to control all our local market if this come to play, because they will have more money with China. China will have more money to toy around the world. They will have more money to do businesses around the world, because now it won't be with dollar for business no more. It will be plainly with the currency of the host nation. Every nation will be trading with their currency, which this is going to affect a lot of third world countries in the world. And this is the reason why most of the third world countries too are trying to join the BRIC nation, because should in case this happen, they will be safe. They will have like a safe haven for them to secure their economy and to prevent their people from the crisis that is going to come after it. Because when America loses its power to its dollar, my people, American government will come for other things in the world. When Africa talk about the initiative of using gold and dumping dollar, we know what happened to that particular African country in Africa. So this is going to come a long way. It's going to bring in a long fight among the superpowers in the world, because now we can see Saudi Arabia and Iran having a treaty. They're having a peaceful deal, which this happened because of China. China make this happen. The unification of Arabia and Iran, China make this happen. So China is being seen as the new world order in the international community. This is what I come out to speak about today, because if the de-dollarized dollar in Africa is going to affect the African countries, it's going to affect the Nigerian market, the biggest market in Africa, and it's going to affect Ghana. Think about a lot of people trying to come into Ghana, and if this happens, it's going to affect the initiative and a lot of other benefits that will be coming around the world. I know South Africa is going to benefit this, because they have huge bilateral deal with China and India, deal with Russia too. in the world, my people. This is huge for South Africa. If they can go on with the BRIC nation, it will be good, because a lot of banks in Africa will follow the policy of South African banks. And on the other hand, is going to affect a lot of third world countries in the world. So African leaders should open up their eyes, stand up and think of the citizen, how to help the citizen in this time, because we remember the America economic crisis in 2008, 2009. When it happened, a lot really happened. So my people, African leaders should come out, and the ECOWAS, African Union should be able to talk about this, to deliberate on the issue on how it's going to benefit Africa, and if this come down, it's going to affect a lot of African countries. So I hope the African leader come out and come together to put things right in Africa. Truly is good if they put this initiative together for future purposes, but now the world have already had enough, because a lot of economic crisis happening all over the world, not even only in America, a lot of other countries in the world. We can see the war going on between Russia and Ukraine. India have their own crisis, like they have religious crisis in there, a lot of other crises too in other countries too around the world. So I hope this come back to normal, and I hope the African leader does the right thing. So I just come out to speak about it, just a quick one, so my people become to know the platform today. I'll be saying one Africa, one people, one Africa, one unity over division. Thank you, my people. One love.